Hey guys, back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at some new leaked pets coming to Prodigy, so let's get into the video. Alright, so we have some new leaked pets to look at, along with a new mythical epic coming to the game. So let's go ahead and start off with looking at our first pet, which is going to be an evolution of Gearsight. Now, I don't remember the exact name of it, but it is inside of Pet Races, I think is the name. Or Math Facts, I think is actually the name of it. And this is in the game, as I said, so we kind of already know what it's going to look like, but this will be the third evolution of Gearsight in Cogmite, so this is the icon for it. Here is the spine, and here is that spine put together, so we can see the pet right here. It pretty much just looks like Cogmite, but with the 3 gears instead of just the 1. We can go ahead, and here's the attacking animation for it, which looks pretty cool. We have the idle animation for it, which kind of not too interesting, but it does look nice. And then we have the walk animation, which, yeah, nothing too interesting there. Then the next pet we have to look at is the 2 Mellow Duet evolutions, which I think I showed the names for those in my last video. I don't remember the names of them right now, but I think it's like Horace-sing maybe, and something else. That's probably not the exact name of it. Oh, Mellow Chant, I believe, is one of the names, but I don't remember the other one. So we have seen this inside of Pet Rescue, I believe, is the name of it. It's one of the games inside of Game Island that is only for Ultimate membership, I believe. So yeah, you can see that this is the icon for it. Here is the spine, and here is that spine put together. So I think most of you have probably seen this before, but here is the attack animation for it, which is just it sort of blinking. Then we have the idle animation for it, which nothing too special there. Then we have the walk animation for it, which not really too interesting. And then we have the, I guess this is the Dreamborn variant right here, which this is the icon for it. It looks kind of odd. Then we have the spine, and here's that spine put together. So I do think that it looks pretty cool. I guess this will probably be a legendary rarity. So here is the attack animation for it, which it's kind of very similar to Mellow Duets, I would say. Then we have the idle animation for it, and we have the walk animation for it as well, which, yeah, I think that this is probably the coolest pet that we are going to look at. The next one we have is an evolution of Wrinkle and Spindle. So this is what it looks like. I guess this will probably be a epic rarity. Here is the spine for it, and here is that spine put together. So I don't remember the name of this pet, but I think it was in that video that I released on Monday. So here is the attack animation for it. Nothing really too special here. Then we have the idle animation right here, and we have the walk animation. So I wouldn't say that this is too interesting of a pet. Then we have 2 evolutions for Brumble. I don't remember the names of these pets either. Also, I don't know if any of these pets are in the game. I guess I could go ahead and check that real quick. I don't think they are in the pet book yet, which means they should not be in the game. But yeah, here is the icon for the, I think this is going to be the 2nd evolution. I think Brumble right now is a epic rarity, so I think they're going to have to move him down to being a rarity. So that's the icon. Here's the spine for it, and here is that spine put together. So I think this will be the 2nd evolution. I think that this looks pretty cool. Here's the attack animation for it, which is very cool. Here is the idle animation for it, and here is the walk animation. So I think this one looks pretty good. Then we have the 3rd evolution, I believe. I guess it could also be the 2nd. We'll decide once we look at its spine put together. So here's the icon. Here is the spine, and yeah, I would say that this is probably going to be the 3rd evolution. And here's the attack animation for it, which I think is pretty similar to the last one we looked at, but it still does look pretty nice. We can also see the idle animation, and here is the walk animation for it. So that is the third evolution of Brumble. Then next up, I believe that we are going to be looking at the Mythical Epic, which is called Slithermir or something like that. So this is the icon for it. You can see that it is going to be a variant of Cerasor. I kind of got vibes of Misty when I was looking at this, kind of like based off of the eyes and stuff and the kelp on its head. So here is the spine for it, and here is it fully put together. So it does look pretty cool. Hopefully its spells are as good as Cerasor's, because then this would probably be a great pet to team up with Cerasor. So here is the attack animation for it, which pretty much looks exactly like Cerasor's, but just instead of the electricity that comes off of Cerasor's front fins, you get the bubbles instead. So that is the attack animation. We also have the idle animation, and we have the walk animation for it. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's anything too different from Cerasor. Then we have, here are all the hero poses for the Mythical Epic. So you can see Slithermir's is right here. And then we have the hero pose fully put together. So I don't know if this is going to be shown anywhere in the game. I guess it could be shown somewhere attached to the treasure track, since that's where it'll probably be released. I'm not really sure on what the theme of the treasure track is going to be. It's sort of supposed to be like Halloween theme, but we'll see what the actual theme of it is going to be. We do have some pet gear to look at as well. So here is a hat that looks like a wizard's hat with an astral symbol on it. I think that this looks pretty cool. Then we have this, which looks to be part of the scientist set, the hat. So I don't know where this is going to release. We have a lot of sort of like science themed stuff in terms of pet gear. So then we also have this, which looks like the Alien Joyride Morph Marble, but instead of the blurb that we have inside of it, we sort of have like a slime inside of it as well. And then we have some like alien antennas right here. So I guess we could see something themed around aliens somewhere, although I don't know what it could be. I guess it probably will end up being like a special offer or something like that. So then the next one we have is sort of like a crater or an asteroid that you're going to be wearing as a helmet. Then we have this relic, which looks to just be a beaker, not really anything too interesting here. Then we have this other pet relic, which is a rocket ship, and those are the two pet relics that we have. For some reason, there were 4 or 5 pet hats, and there were only 2 pet relics. And then we have some stuff to look at in the data. So this one was surprising. Big Hex's description got updated. So it used to say he comes from an unknown place with an unknown name. You've decided to call him Big Hex for the large bolts that seem to hold him together. Now it says Big Hex creates living machines from raw scraps and power them with his own energy. So I don't know what they're doing or what they're planning to do with the epics because of this. Then we have Florifox has changed, but says Florifox can speak with nearby plants and trees by planting itself in the soil. The pollen from the bulb on its tail can heal any plant. Arcturus was updated to say the air around Arcturus is always cold because the tips of his fur are made from an ice that never melts. Daviday's was updated to say Daviday's abilities are boosted by its Warden Pendant, allowing it to cast stronger spells, generate, or even control the water around itself. So again, I don't really know why they're updating the descriptions for these epics. Next up, we have Magma's Shifts, which says when traveling around, Magma's Shift can sense movement in the surface, allowing him to get the biggest scare out of his intended victims. So that is another one that kind of got majorly updated. I don't know if the other ones got changed as well. Titus's seems to have been changed a lot, It says, deep in the sea, Titus can flap his powerful wings to create massive waves. Sometimes he rides them to shore, but only if no one is looking. So I think that's the last one that got updated. Mayhem's, I guess, got changed as well. So it now says, Mayhem likes to relax in lava pools after a hard day of playing pranks and scaring visiting wizards. I guess it used to be a lot longer, but now it's kind of short. Then Arturion's got updated, so it now says Arturion spends his time showering under freezing cold waterfalls to keep his inner temperature at a comfortable -40 degrees. Aquadile's got updated to say Aquadile's natural abilities, boosted by its warden pendant, allow it to heal others effectively. Its healing powers are celebrated by pets great and small. Then Blastar's got updated, so it now says Blastar is extremely fast. The rockets on his back and in his feet create a sonic boom when they engage. Sunra's name, the buddy, finally got changed to be named Sunra. It had been Luminite, so that's pretty much the only thing that got changed in that description, besides for the name being changed. Then Riptide's got changed to say deep in the sea. Riptide can flap its powerful wings to create massive waves. Sometimes it rides them to shore if no one is looking, kind of like the exact same as Titus. Then we have Drencher, which says, hiding in caves and fascinated with rocks, Drencher can be lured out with pure gold. Its magic drenches everyone it sees. Then we have Vegabloom, which nothing. Oh, I guess a lot was changed there. Vegabloom keeps the forest alive by spreading flowers from its tail. Magic in its paws heals the forest as it prances around. Riffroom was updated to say, often sleeping in deep forest mushroom patches, it shies away from the sun by wearing a skull to avoid getting tanned. Solar says, Solar can be heard by the jingling of its bells. Flying high above the clouds, it leaves a white sky trail as it streaks towards the sun. Glimmerwings was updated to say, Glimmerwing loves to be the center of attention. It spends a great deal of time grooming itself to maintain its beauty. Barkbarians was updated to say, Barkbarian has been in many battles. These days, it only picks fights with the strongest pets to test its strength. So I'm not going to read all of these, since the video would be pretty long if I did that. So I'll just let you guys go through each of these. So we have Pyrodile, Buzzra, Splash and Spark, Hydroid, Luna, Blazebloom, Frozera, Shimmerstorm, Murahawk. Pretty much all of them got updated, I guess. Lavama, Intitalk, Serenox, Big Hex. Well, this is the pet version, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I think those are all the mythical epics that got their descriptions updated. And then the final thing, we have to look at some new morph marbles. We're getting Luna, Drencher, and Frostheart. I don't know what Frostheart is. We have some new mounts, so we're getting the Asteroid B612. So I don't know what that is. We're also getting a Flying Saucer mount and a Hot Cocoa Cup mount. So that'll be pretty interesting to see. Some new pet hats and pet relics that we're going to be getting are the Festive Wreath and Gingerbread Charm. So those, we don't even have the icons for those yet, so that's kind of interesting. We don't have the icons for the Asteroid B612, the Flying Saucer, or Hot Cocoa Cup, but I'm guessing that the next treasure track, or one of the next treasure tracks, could sort of have a space or like alien theme to it, based off of the fact that we have Asteroid, Flying Saucer, and we today got a lot of sort of alien themed pet gear. So I think that's something that we could look forward to. The mounts, so we have the Asteroid B whatever, says this asteroid is so small you can watch the sunrise and sunset just by turning around. We have Mount 53, which says zoom across Firefly Forest, the moon, or another solar system in this alien craft. Mount 54 says stay toasty warm in this giant mug of cocoa, but be sure not to spill any of it. Then Pet Hat 155, which is the Festive Wreath, I believe, says, with a wreath of festive plants and berries, give your pets the season spirit. And then the gingerbread one says, run as fast as you can't catch the gingerbread man. So I think that's like a reference to like a story about a fox and a gingerbread. I don't remember the name of it. I haven't like read it since I was 5. But yeah, that is pretty much everything that we have to talk about today. So that is going to go ahead and end the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and bye.